Gentlemen, wow. Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
What's up, man?
Firstly, look, I just want to start by saying, first things first, the amount of art that has been worked on over music, video games, movies, TV in this little box here right now is making me feel very inadequate.
I'll
I've
show
never made
you.
another man feel inadequate in a long time.
I'll show you my penis right now.
Look, I think it'd go viral, so you never know. Any publicity is good publicity, but I'm not sure how well it would do. Yeah, look, guys, it's an absolute pleasure to be having a chat with you. Big fans of all of your work, and we're here to talk about you boys finally coming back to Australia for Good Things Festival.
Heck yeah. Thank you for having us, man.
Anytime. Now, when you guys come and play a festival like this, and you see the lineup, and you see who you're sandwiched between on a lineup. Obviously, you guys have been around for so long now and done so much. You've got all the hits. When you're sandwiched between someone like Gwar and James Rain, so we've got ultimate theatrical chaos.
Wait. Guar is on this festival?
Yeah, you guys are playing after them.
Oh, Jesus.
We're going to be slipping all over blood and,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and whatever else they've on
I
stage.
I fucking love Guar. Oh, can we swear on this?
Yeah, absolutely. Man. You can say whatever you want. Fuck shit, cock
Yeah.
balls.
Yeah. Love Guar.
Does it? So when you're playing after Gwar and before someone like James Rain, who's like Aussie pub rock royalty, does it ever have any sort of influence on a set list that you guys decide? Or when you've only got a limited time and such an extensive back catalogue, is it just about getting in and play the fucking bangers, play the hits, and let's hope we can convert some of these makeup metal costume wearing people that have just watched Gwar?
I never look. I never overthink that kind of shit. We put our set list together, we rehearse, and we destroy. I mean, that's we just go out there and we fucking mop it up. So, I mean, people are either going to get what we do or not. I'm too old personally to care what other people think about my band 30 years later. It's like, take it or leave it. I'm here.
Hell yeah. That's a great attitude to have as well. And I think that when you're playing a festival like this, where it's such a varied lineup, it's a really good opportunity for punters to maybe experience something different that they haven't heard before as well. Do you guys notice when you play festivals like this, do you pay much attention to who's in the crowd and if they're sort of coming around? And is that a good challenge for you guys, or is it still just get in there and do what you do?
Charlie?
Yeah, here's the thing. When you're on stage at a show that big, it's really hard to parse exactly who's watching you. I mean, I'll usually pick like a couple kids right in front that are losing their minds, and I play the whole show for them. But Mike and I, particularly, we like to walk around after the show. We'll usually go to the merch booth and meet people and, have conversations like that. So, but at a festival this big, you can't. It's just energy.
Yeah, and with that, let's talk about energy. You're coming to Australia in the hottest time of year, playing in the middle of the day where the sun is going to be more than likely absolutely fucking blasting you. Is there any thought that goes into that? Any preparation? Are we looking at a certain amount of hydration, costume choice, anything like this that plays into that?
I've got breaking news. This week, these will be our first fully nude sets.
Outside. We do it in the clubs all the time.
Yeah.
Now, to be honest, man, I'm in the middle of the United States, and just November, December is, we're approaching winter here. So I don't give a shit what the sun is doing over there. I'm just excited to be back in the summer and not have to deal with the winter. I'm just looking forward to it, man. It's going to be great. These festivals are amazing, and Australia brings the energy every time. You're talking about energy. There is no more energetic crowd than an Australian crowd, period.
Hell yeah. I think that I was actually recently just talking about that aspect with Aaron and Tino from Advice of Mice and Men. And one thing that we think it is because Australia isn't like, we live in an incredible country. We're super lucky, but we're not as blessed as places like the United States, Europe, the UK, where there are so many options for tours and shows so close. If you miss a show here and you can't make a show in Sydney, it's not just a couple of hour drive to the next town. Like, the next venue is fucking Melbourne or Brisbane, which is 10 to 12 hours away, or a flight. So when a band is actually making the effort to come all the way out here on that grueling flight, we like to give all that we've got and make sure that you guys feel the love. And how do you guys go with, I was also just talking about the fact that Australia is one of the only places in the world where, because of those distances between major cities, it's flights, it's back to back. Even if it's not a festival run, Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Adelaide, Perth, it's early lobby calls, flight, load in, play, early lobby call, flight. How do you guys deal with that, especially in your mature era?
Well, I mean, for me personally, I try and keep fit. I mean, I try and train every day, no matter what. I have a cold plunge. I get in there to deal with my 58-year-old knees, and I try and stay fit. So when we're on stage, it's like I'm not just gasping for air. But it is challenging to ask a band that jumps around as much as we do to play when it's like 40 degrees Celsius, and the sun is right. It's challenging, but like a lot of these bands we're playing with are high energy, and if they can deal with it, we can deal with it. And I can speak for myself. I'm so grateful that they're still asking us to, play festivals, 30 years into our career.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there anyone that you've noticed on the lineup that you're happy to finally get to catch up with, friends that you haven't seen for a while? Is there any bands that you've never got the chance to see that you're looking forward to trying to catch a few songs of?
I'm sure we can all speak to this, but for me, it's hanging with Adam and Danny and Maynard from Tool. I did a lot of shows with them back in the early days of their career, and when I worked at a clothing store, Maynard used to come visit me every day, and we would just talk about music and hopes and dreams, and when we were both putting our bands together. So I think for me, it's them.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, you boys?
I'm super excited to see Tool, man. I've never had the opportunity to just like relax and actually see a full set. It's always at a festival where I gotta, get ready for my set or whatever it is. These kind of crazy festival vibes. And since we're not overlapping in any sense, I'm just excited to pull up a lawn chair and be a fan for a minute.
Oh yeah.
I'm really excited that we're playing with GWAR. Only on this festival and in this context would we ever share a stage with them. We're friends with the dudes in Weezer. A lot of these bands. Garbage is on this bill. I saw Shirley last night. We're excited to be on a show with them. So yeah, it's going to be amazing.
And is there any surprises that you're going to pull out in the set list? Any deep cuts? What tracks are you most looking forward to playing? Is there any specific tracks that you've known that Aussies resonate with better than other places for any reason?
Well, I was told that Tool's not going to be playing Stinkfist, so we're going to do a version of Stinkfist if that's cool with you, Feldy. Charlie and I had worked it out.
Charlie once taught me when you go in, you got to go in knuckle first. So Stinkfist it is.
That takes some pretty big balls to actually do that, and I think it would be fucking hilarious, personally.
I have a question for you. Aside from obvious songs like Superman or 99, what is a big Goldfinger song in Australia?
I don't know for other people, but for me, let me just it's off it's the first track off The Knife.
Is it
hang on, I'll find it.
God, I should know this.
A Million Miles. I think that's a banger.
Yeah, A Million Miles is a fucking banger, dude. That song always hurts my lower back. That's like a lower back hurter.
Look, this is one thing though that I'll give you guys massive credit for is the way that you guys start an album has always been such high intensity. You've always had great openers, and then always followed up with the cool ska vibe that you guys are known for. Is that a conscious thing? Is that just like it's like a thing that this is what we do? This is how we get people going, and then we give them a moment, and then we just chop and change between that through an entire album. And do you approach your set list the same way?
I approach albums like that for sure. I mean, Chasing Amy, which is the first song on this record, is like a full on like Bad Religion, no effects, just like boop, 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 boop. And the second song is Last One Standing, which is like this epic ska kind of classic specials influenced ska song. So I don't think you're wrong, man. I think that's a good thing that you pointed out.
Yeah, I think John approaches that with every record too. I remember doing our when I was in Story of the Year, our first record in 2003. Like I think you actually said something like, "You get one shot at a first impression. You come out swinging. You come out as hard as you can, and then give them a dose of what else do you have." But that, yeah, first song in a set or on a record, like you get one chance to get those first 30 seconds of their ears in their brain. So you got to make it a
So did
banger.
we opened it with Sidewalks, right? Was that the first song on the record?
that was track the classic track 9 or something like that.
The ballad of the record. I love it.
The ballad.
Yeah, you did love that. It took you a second to love it.
I will say, yeah, John, look, you've worked on some of the most incredible albums, and obviously two of the biggest albums to ever come out of that scene with Page Avenue and The Used, self-titled. Is there anyone that is, and like looking through I would say the roster of people that you've worked with, there's a lot of people on there that I don't think people will expect you have co-written with and produced. Is there anyone that's still on the wish list for you to work with?
I fucking love Bring Me the Horizon. I mean, I mean, Coldplay, Chris Martin's one of the greatest songwriters of all time. So I have a number. I mean, I think I'm getting with Halsey next year, and I love her so much. So I always have a wish list. There's always new artists coming up, always incredible new songwriters. Like I mentioned earlier, my daughter's favorite artist is Gracie Abrams, and she's just like a timeless songwriter, the way she tells stories. So I'm always trying to listen in to see what's new, what's next,
One thing I want to ask on the back of that is you work with so many artists, and Charlie and Phil, you guys have done so much different stuff. How have you managed to keep Goldfinger sounding so Goldfinger for so long when you have all of these outside influences, and you're obviously all very well-rounded in so many different styles, so many different genres? Does any of that sort of stuff ever creep in and you're just like, oh, this is maybe not Goldfinger enough?
I mean, for me, I think we've always been an eclectic band. Like we have a song called Bro and a song called SMP that are, very left of center for a ska punk band to do. And we've always had these kind of heavier influences, like the bridge of Chris Caton. Like we've always had these heavier moments. And so for me, it is sometimes challenging to really hone in on what is Goldfinger. I want to make music for me and the band. I want to make music that we like to play, that we enjoy. But conversely, I played, I don't know, Charlie, how many shows have we played? 8,000 probably?
Yeah.
Literally 8,000 shows. And it's like, I know what the crowd reacts to. And Superman is our biggest song. So I also want to give the audience, because I'm so grateful we still have an audience, I want to give something for them to dance to, for them to sing along to. So it's trying to find that like happy medium between what I want to do and what I know is going to work for Goldfinger. I don't know. You guys can speak to this too.
Oh, dude, I think.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Charlie.
The very few bands have been able to totally stray from what their original statement and have it be successful. I think maybe U2 and the Beatles, and when you're good at something and people connect with it, you owe yourself and your audience that loyalty. Do you know what I mean? But the thing with Goldfinger is because Feldy works with so many different artists, and Like I don't have a TikTok. I'm happily 54 years old. I love AC/DC. I'm fine with that. But John's always working with new artists and young artists, so he's found the balance of bringing in these new influences and new sounds, but we still manage to. We always sound like Goldfinger, no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man, I think Feldman is the greatest captain of the ship that anybody could have. One of the best songwriters on the planet. But aside from that, he knows exactly who he is. He knows exactly the band DNA of this. And I don't know if anybody's noticed, but he's put together a band with 4 frontmen. There's 4 frontmen on the stage. So, and I'm not tooting our own horn, but we're all very, very good at knowing what to do and knowing what this band is. And I think it's a credit to all the players in the band that everybody gets it and brings 110% to making sure that the band is lifted up to its greatest potential. You know what I mean? In every way.
Yeah. So on the back of that, then, I want to ask, with everything that you guys have been through, and obviously as well, Mike, MXPX, another huge band, you said 4 frontmen. How do you think you learn that level of humility and, for lack of a better term, knowing your place and knowing what's right for the job? How do you learn that? Is there a specific moment that sort of, I guess, brings you back to earth or gives you a hurdle to get through? Because it is a challenging thing when everybody does have a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of skill, and I guess to some extent, very deep down, there's got to be some level of ego to be in a rock band to start.
I've been so lucky to have humble people that start with gratitude. I mean, everyone in my band starts with gratitude, and it's like you were all just so grateful to be able to still play shows, that people still come to see us. And it is, I mean, you're not wrong. It is challenging because I look to these guys. I mean, everyone other than Charlie is a better singer than me in my band.
No lies.
And it's like and for me to be able to front a band as the lead singer, but have Phil. I mean, Phil is like, he's like my John Lennon to the really, really sick Paul McCartney. I mean, if Paul McCartney had the flu, pneumonia, and a cold at the same time, maybe I could be him. But I never tire of looking over at these guys on stage and say, I am so lucky to be here with these 4 other guys on stage. It's like Charlie goes so crazy and it helps me go crazy. It's infectious. Phil is out there like doing backflips and jumping all over the place, and it makes me go crazier. I'm the oldest guy in the band, and I've got to keep up with these youngsters. It's amazing.
How do the legs handle the backflips now?
Oh, brother,
and I'm in a wheelchair right now, so I'm not in a wheelchair.
It hurts. I've had multiple doctor's orders saying, "Hey, man, you're not still backflipping, are you?" Like, oh yeah, no, like Feldman's talking about lying to his shrink in some of the lyrics. I'm lying to my whatever a knee guy is called. I forget his
orthopedist.
name. Yeah,
yeah, that's
dude.
it.
Just speaking to the ego thing too, like I think it really comes down to trust. Like I know me and Mike coming from our bands that we're fronting one week, and then the next week we're doing a Goldfinger tour. The reason it's so easy for us, like John said, it starts with gratitude. We're just happy to be playing with some of our best friends. I've been close with Feldy since 2002 or 3 or whatever it's been. We get to play with our best friends, travel the planet. So you're living the greatest dream, the greatest life of all time. And secondly, I fully trust that even if I disagree with John's choice of this song or that or whatever, I fully trust that it's probably a better idea than mine. So like there is no ego, because it starts with gratitude and trust. So and I think I speak for Mike and Charlie as well, being that we're all front men that run our own bands, that choose every note and every set list and every lyric and all that. We fully trust John, so we don't have to stress about it. It's the greatest blend of a band you could get.
John, is that something that you've noticed? Obviously, there's been numerous members over the years, with the core that you have now, is that something that you're feeling? And how special is that to you this far on in the band's career to have such a solid, tight group of extremely well-rounded musicians?
Well, I mean, it's a hybrid for me because Charlie's been in the band pretty much since 1994, so we have real history, and we've got like real fights and real drama and real fucking love and real family connections, Charlie and I, because we've been together longer than any of the other guys. And then everyone else has kind of come into the band has been I've always thought when I was working with Story of the Year, if I could put together a dream band, Phil would be in it. And so when that happened, it's like this if I made a vision board, it would be the band that I have now, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's finish with some fun stuff. I'm going to ask some difficult questions. All right. This is. I'm going to play a little.
Bring it.
Keep one, bin one. All right. So you got to choose between these two artists. You've got to keep one. You've got to bin the other. However, when you bin an artist, you completely erase their entire history, their entire back catalogue of music. So we're going to go AC/DC, Iron Maiden.
Oh,
That's not very fair.
I didn't say it was going to be easy.
Yeah. For me, it's keep AC/DC, bin Maiden, but it's not easy. That's rough.
I'll fully admit I didn't understand Iron Maiden until I got a friend some tickets, and he was like, "Hey, I don't have anybody to go with me. You should go with me." And I saw them, and I understood what it was. I never understood it. It was just beyond me, and I wasn't exposed to it. I was, however, exposed to AC/DC as a kid, so I'm keeping AC/DC, I guess, if I have to.
Dude, we're in Australia, baby. We're been in Iron Maiden, bro.
This is a man that's been doing this for a while. He knows his shit. Very well done.
Akadaka.
Akadaka. All right, let's go. Guns N' Roses, Van Halen.
Oh.
I'm gonna say Van Halen. Van Halen for me. They have the Hagar Years and Appetite for Destruction. If that album didn't exist, I wouldn't be doing really what I'm doing. So that's for me.
Cool.
Bill.
Yo, for me, Charlie and I have gotten into it about Van Halen a lot. Here's the fact of the matter. There was an instance and a memory. We all have these core memories of hearing a song and it moved you, it affected you. So it really doesn't matter what happened with those bands in my life, other than the fact that I remember walking into an auditorium and a Van Halen song was playing, and it moved me. It affected me, and I'd never heard anything that moved me like that in that moment with rock and roll. And I was just like, whatever that is, I want to be able to create something that moves someone like that. So I'm gonna keep Van Halen just because it's a formidable memory that changed my life.
What was the song?
Yeah, that was my next question.
You're not gonna like this answer. You're not gonna like.
No, I won't. But go ahead.
It was Right Now. Right Now was playing I was not exposed to early Van Halen, and Right Now in the 90s hit in like some auditorium, and dude, I wasn't raised around music, so I had to find things by happenstance, really.
Man.
For me, this is even harder than the first question because Appetite for Destruction is my favorite album of all time. The thing is, growing up in LA, both of these bands are like religion to me. But if I have to choose, Van Halen had 5 amazing records. GNR had 1. So I'm going to have to bin GNR.
That's going to get you some hate.
And keep Van Halen. I know, dude. I know.
Axel watches this show, dude. He's coming for you.
Axel, you're my fucking dude. You are my dude. But I mean, Van Halen was... Another thing about them is they were really young when that first record came out. They were insane. All of a sudden, they were rich, had all the blow and girls and everything, and somehow they kept their artistic vision. Like nowadays, somebody gets 100,000 followers on Instagram and they lose their minds. You know what I mean? These guys stayed true to what they were, and they just got better and better, and that's so rare.
Yeah, good call. Good call. All right, we're going to go a little bit more modern, and we're going to go punk. The Offspring or Pennywise?
Pennywise, dude, is my choice. I mean, Jim from Pennywise is featuring on our new record. Pennywise when we played Warped Tour 96, those guys, I mean, Fletcher took me under his wing and just said, we're going to support you. We were on the radio and on MTV. A lot of these bands that have been together for 20 years hadn't gotten as far as we got in 2 years. And those guys took me under their wing and treated me like family. So Pennywise is the choice for me.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pennywise, go ahead.
Go ahead, Phil.
I was gonna say Pennywise is first of all coolest band name of all time, and I've seen them a billion times on the 12 Warped Tours that I've done. But I will say, man, you can't just dismiss Offspring. Like record after record after record, even if it was something that I didn't get into or something, it's hit after hit, and you can watch a 2-hour Offspring show and go, oh my god, I even know this one. I know this
songs.
one.
I feel like that's the same with you guys as well, though. People who may not necessarily know Goldfinger, you know the songs. You guys have had enough hits and been on some of the biggest movies and video games. I feel like Goldfinger's the same there as well, though.
Yeah, not that it's about hits, but for me, I'm going to keep Offspring. That Ignition record was so cool to me.
Cool. All right. I will also,
go ahead.
I will also say that Fletcher from Pennywise is one of the wildest humans I've ever come in contact with. My God, that dude's stories. I remember the first time we met them, he came in to do an interview and he had what I thought was a can of Pringles. And I said, have you ever heard the saying, if you're going to bring snacks to class, make sure you've got enough to share with everyone? And he just goes, you can have something if you want. And it was full of rum. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, at the Punk Rock Museum in Vegas, they have a drink at the bar called the Fletcher, and it's served in a Pringles can.
I love that. I love that. All right. Well, I've got a difficult one to finish off. I know you guys got a lot of press to do. This is the divisive one that we ask every artist that comes on the channel. All right. You guys are heading on stage. Tools pulled out at Good Things. Unfortunately, Goldfinger has to take the headline spot, right? An hour and a half set. When you go up on stage, you have to put on either cold, wet socks or cold, wet underwear to do the set. What are you choosing and why?
Fucking both. It's going to be 40 degrees Celsius. I got them both on, dude. I want to stay cool. It's going to be fucking raging.
Yo, serial killers wear wet socks or can even stand wet socks. No way.
So yeah,
no way.
So that obviously wet socks for me.
Oh my god, dude, that's so gross. That makes me freeze.
Did you miss the part when I said we're playing the show absolutely nude?
So one sock for your feet, one for the old manhood there.
Yo, here's the thing, dude. Our show is so energetic. We're doing so much physical stuff around there. By the time we're off the stage, our underwear's soaked anyway, dude. We're going in there with half wet underwear to begin with, so we'll just stick with the underwear. I
also feel like if you're wearing the right colored pants over the top of the wet underwear, it'll really tie in with the whole Superman theme. You know, you'll just see it. It'll look like you're wearing your underwear on the outside. Perfect. You guys are welcome. Well, dudes, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting. And we're looking forward to seeing you guys. Nathan and I will be at all three of the shows. We tag along with the whole festival. So hopefully we get to catch up there, have another chat, have some fun. But very much a pleasure to chat to you guys. Big fans of all you've done. And we'll see you soon.
Thanks you so much.
No
Thanks,
worries,
man.
Thanks for having us.
Peace.